State has its secrets, and Washington's got two faces. Rainforest on the coast, dry scrub in the east. One man seen it all, guerrilla grower. Outlaw teacher Sly, aka Local. That's why Internet a pot partner with him, to learn, to log, to grow smarter.
Oh, Local walks through cedar shade, raindrops heavy where the rivers wave. Across the mountain, sun bakes ground, sandy loam, dust swirling round. He's run crops hidden deep in the pines, tracked the seasons, read the signs. Now his lessons feed the cold, internet of pot walks the road. Partner with the pioneers, wisdom flows like a local. The system grows from wet west woods to dry east stone. CannaConvos makes the knowledge our own. Know your soil, he laughs, that's the start. Clay grips tight, sand falls apart. One strain thrives in the valley floor, another up high where the eagles soar. Think first growers debate, refine. AI listens, adjusts in time. Old hands teach, young minds learn. Together the cycle takes its turn.
Internet of pot ain't guessing, it's listening. Every tip from Local.
Yo, what up, everybody? You already know, it's like a Loco here with another episode of CannaConvos, and today we got good buddy Flower. What's up, brother, man? Now, for those who don't know, good buddy here has been in the community for years, killing it. He has been doing a great job at growing. He's an award-winning, just a master grower over here. He is a sailor. He's an influencer. I mean, this guy just does it all. He's an amazing young man here. I want to congratulate you, sir.
Thank you, Sly. I appreciate it. I wouldn't say I call myself a master grower, but I'm just I really enjoy the hobby, though.
I know, man. Like, when people call me a master grower, I'm like, no. I'm not a master grower. Like, no. But, you won titles, brother. You have titles under you. So, you are up there. You're up there. So don't, don't lower yourself. You're on top. Now, as everybody out there, as you know, for my first question, I always ask, how did you come up with your name?
Good buddy Flowers. So actually, this is during COVID time, and I was watching a lot of like Netflix and a lot of shows. And there's this Canadian show that was called Letterkenny. It's a really good show. And they would always be like, "Hey there, good buddy." It was like a lot of Canadian humor. I'm not sure if you guys have you ever watched like Trailer Park Boys? It's kind of like that kind of humor, but
no,
yeah.
I've been told many times to watch it though, and
those are some of my favorite shows. Canadians really do know how to make a good show.
Cool. So that's how you came up with it, huh? That's nice. I really like that, man. You got a little humor to your name, right?
Yeah.
I like it. You never take yourself too seriously. So,
Exactly.
How long have you been growing for?
Literally, I started during COVID, so like end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
6 years?
Yeah, kind of crazy, huh? Actually, I took the last year off, so I would say 5 years straight of nonstop growing though. Straight up like nonstop from like harvest after harvest was 5 years straight of gardening ever since I started. But yeah, last
man.
year,
I think so. I started in 2018. 2016, 2018. So, oh my God, no, wait, hold on, no, that's when I stopped drinking and stuff. Hold on, I'm getting my times mixed up. I've only been growing for about 5 years, five years too. So I'm around there. It seems like a lot of us started around that time. We were all like, yo, this is the time to do it. And it's crazy to see how far we've come, because I think I might have seen you at Mj BizCon. I can't remember. Refresh my memory.
Yep.
Did we? Yes.
we crossed paths.
So, all right, so it was Mj BizCon where I was like, dude, this guy's fucking killing it. I need all you guys that fucking, on the show. But like, to see the progression is just inspiring, because you're over here where I'm at, like in the Pacific Northwest, right? So to see another PNW brother come up, it's like, damn, I could do it too. Very inspiring. I want to thank you for that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, MJ BizCon not last year, but the year before. That's when I met you, and that was a really good show, huh? Like we got to see everyone, and I think that was like the biggest show I've ever been to personally.
Yeah, it was popping, bro. Like I didn't even know I was gonna get in, so I did one of those things where I just showed up and was like, "Fuck it, if I get in, I get in," right? And
Yep.
sure enough, it worked. So I was like, just one of those pinch me moments, I would
Yeah.
say, for me at least, you know. And it was great to see you guys in Blaze with you. It was amazing. It's too bad they can't Blaze this year though. But one thing I was thinking is if I go back there, I don't need to smoke, man. We got edibles, dogs.
Yeah.
Fucking edible it up. We can fucking be sitting there just eating weed. Fuck them. We don't need
I know
this.
this is I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I've been really enjoying edibles more lately than like smoking. So yeah, I don't mind the edible begin.
Now, you see that I would say is it unpopular? I would say it is people aren't as educated, right? Because a lot of people out there, they smoke weed and stuff, but they just don't know about edibles. And they think, oh, edibles don't affect me, is what I heard a lot of people say, right?
Oh.
And I'm like, you just haven't had the right edibles. And they're like, no, I could take 1,000 milligrams. No. I don't think you can. Let me get you some edibles, right? And so I'll make one of my forbidden recipes, which I put like 32 grams of flour in like a couple sticks of butter. And yeah, motherfuckers be feeling that shit. That's when they're like, that does a job. That's when they're like, oh my God, I love edibles. And I'm like, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Now, for those out there, if you don't know, edibles hit you 5 times as strong as smoking some cannabis or any other way of ingesting cannabis. That is with your liver takes it and multiplies it. So it's all about how your liver processes fat, because fat binds to the THC. THC is, that's how it works. So some people, it affects a lot different than other people. Myself, I'm very light to edibles. It hits me really hard. Dude, bruh. I took a couple bites of 1,000 milligram and I was crying. I was fucking shaking and fucking panic attack and fucking freaking the fuck out. Oh my God, I never want to do that again.
You know what's funny too is like I've been smoking for 5 years and my tolerance has never gone up. Like it's always been so low. Like I'm like a 2 puffer kind of guy. And then I can't even smoke like out and about, like out in like events and stuff. Like I need to wait till the end of the night. I'll smoke and then I need to go to bed. I can't. I don't know. I know how like it affects everyone differently, but for me, it's like, yeah, I'm just a midnight toker for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way. I take a couple hits. I'll light a joint, 2-3 hits, okay, and then I'll put it away. I'm stoned. When I'm stoned, I'm blazed, and I don't look to try to get any fucking higher because I'm already high, and I act pretty stupid in public or when I'm high anyways. Like my words just don't come out right. So I really don't like to do it like in public like you do, or kind of wait for later. Or even on shows, people are like, well, why aren't you blazing? It's like, cause man, I need my brain right now, dog.
Yeah. I'm a cheap date when it comes to smoking, so
get you one joint and you're happy.
Yeah.
So you are here in Oregon. Let's talk about the Oregon scene. Okay. Now, for those who don't know, well, for those who've been watching, I talk up Oregon all the time. I love Oregon. It is gorgeous over there. I'm over here in Washington and over here on the east side of Washington, Now, you know that there's the east and west side of Oregon. Also, they're a little bit different, right? Like the east side is more desert, right? And some parts. Well, over here on the east side of Washington is very desert over here. And the west side is the trees and more Oregon type forest, right? And so I go to Oregon all the time just to go vacation. Like if I can't get to Hawaii, I'm in Oregon, man. And I'm over in Lincoln City on the coast, Portland, loving it over there, dude. Highly suggest everybody to go check it out. Now, over there, you guys have deli style dispensaries, right? For those who don't know, deli style dispensary means you can smell the weed before you buy it. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's amazing because, like, for real, brother, nowhere else does that I could see, that I've seen. Like, California doesn't have deli style. Washington doesn't have deli style. I don't know if Denver or if Colorado does. Do you know?
I don't, to be honest. I haven't gone to a dispensary in years. So it's been like, yeah, I just been smoking all my own stuff or any of my buddies' stuff. So yeah, I
Wow,
guess it's
lucky
blessed.
you. Lucky you, man. Now, me personally, I do not have that luxury. I have to go to the dispensary. We just be smoking tough, and then I get real bored, real easy with the same terps. So I have to have something new, something different. So switch it up, Even like if I have my harvest, I'll go get some dispensary bud just to fucking like switch it up and be like, "Ooh, this is boof. I need some real weed," and then grab my weed, It makes it better. But over there in the dispensaries, I know you don't do it, but like your guys' bud is just better. I think I've been all around. Okay, I've been all on the west side, California, Washington, Oregon. I've been to Missouri's. I've been Nevada. Oregon has the best weed. I said it.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
I went to a competition in Oregon. It was the Oregon Growers Cup, and like all these guys are like, I thought these outdoor grows were indoor grows just because like how amazing the flower is, and how amazing these growers are in general. A lot of them grow organically too, like outdoors, and you know, and man, like Sebastian from Fast Buds came with me too to
Oh,
one of the Oregon Growers Cup, and he was like blown away by their flower. So I mean, if Sebastian, who's traveled the world and smoked all these different flowers, is being blown away by Oregon flower, like that tells you something.
it says something, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Oregon is just, man. I don't know what it is. It's like the genetics that came from, Humboldt County, like moved up to Oregon. I think Eugene, right? And
Hmm.
somewhere in Eugene, and they just stuck. They stayed there. For those who don't know, Oregon was actually one of the first ones, or was the first one to go recreational, I think, right?
Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I think so.
Okay. I want to say Oregon was the first one to
Or
go
Colorado. It was Oregon or
recreational.
Colorado. It was one of those two.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It is Colorado. But no, I don't know, because
Yeah.
Oregon has been in the cannabis game for 30 some years ahead of everybody else. Okay.
Oh, okay.
For the medical term, like medical was the first one in Oregon. And so you guys have been ahead of the fucking game. You guys, like, your prices aren't out of whack like over here in Washington. Your prices aren't crazy like in California and all these other places. Like, I go to Oregon and I'll spend $40 and get enough joints, to last, right? But yeah, I can't talk it up enough. Actually, hold on, one more time. There was one thing. I was on the Oregon coast and I got some runts because you could buy clones in Oregon too.
Yep. I do know that.
Yes, and the clones. Beauty, man. Jesus. I picked up a clone at some random ass dispensary in Lincoln City,
Yeah,
Oregon.
me too. I didn't pick it up, but I did see. I went to a store in Lincoln City because my girl wanted edibles, and their clone section was crazy. Like they had like a whole little section of just clones. I was like baffled. I was like, "Whoa!" I should have picked
Yeah.
up a clone, but yeah, I was like, "Okay, this is really
Dude, I
cool."
had to.
Yeah.
When I seen that shit, I like nearly jizzed in my pants. I was like, oh my God, clones? What the fuck? Like, it blew my fucking mind. So I picked one up, right? And I was on vacation, so I kept it alive, just with the sun and did what I did. Finally got it home. And it was one of the best buds I have ever grown in my life. Okay, this runts was real runts. It was purple. It had purple hues in it. The terps were just, oh my God, gorgeous, bro. Telling you, like, you should not take advantage, or you don't realize how lucky you got it over there in Oregon, dog. Because there's a lot of people out here that don't have that shit, man. Texas people. There's a lot of, down south, Louisiana, Atlanta, those kind of states, they do not get the luxuries that we have. So, we should not take it for granted, I think. But I feel like we do, though, because,
Yeah, I mean, I'm from California, so yeah, it's always like,
see,
yeah. So it's kind of
so
like I've
you
always
went,
been surrounded by it.
so you went from good bud to good bud, man. So to better bud. So like, and then for you to grow in it too. So fucking congratulations. What this might be another stupid question about Oregon, but I have to ask it. What does a medical card in Oregon look like? Because when I ask dispensaries about medical cards, they're like, "What are you talking about? You don't need a medical card. This is Oregon." And I'm like, "Well, don't you guys take off taxes or something with medical card?"
Oh, honestly, I don't know that either because I know you get a discount with an Oregon driver's license. I used to have a California driver's license, and then my fiance had a Hawaii driver's license, so we were getting taxed up the wazoo. But after we got our Oregon licenses, we got a not a big discount, but big enough for us to see a difference.
Huh? Huh? Okay. Because over here in Washington, you have to have your medical license to be able to grow anything, right? So
Oh yeah, okay.
yes, just to be able to grow, you have to have your license, your medical card, and we can have up to 15 plants over here.
Oh,
So
that's a lot. Yeah, I think ours is just 4 in flower and then like 6 I might be completely wrong on this, but I know it's only like a handful
I'll
for
pop it in
vegging.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So that would be about 10 plants. Yeah, that's pretty good. And the thing is, around there, you don't need a medical card. Everybody can grow, right?
Yeah, to my knowledge, everyone could grow. I never got in trouble yet, so I just got in trouble with my landlord, but that was about it because the smell was getting too crazy. But that's a whole different story.
That's one thing. That's one thing that I brought up in the last episode is I wanted to tell people, like, people, when you're growing in your apartments or whatever, people are going to complain about the smell and the humidity. Now, humidity goes up through the roof when you can get mold behind the walls. So everybody be ready for that one. Make sure to have a dehumidifier on. Now, I wanted to talk about your awards here, man. Your accolades, your motherfucking just killing it. Your medals out here. Now, you won at the American Autoflower Cup 3 years in a row. Everybody here, 3 years in a row. 2023, 2024, and 2025 was all this man right here. Congratulations.
Thank you, Sly. I appreciate it.
Now, what strain did you win with that?
So for the first one was the 2023. That was a banana purple punch. Honestly, those terps were crazy. They reminded me of like a Fruit Loop terps. Yeah, it was really cool. And that was like one of the first autoflowers I grown too. I was like the second autoflower because the first one was orange sherbet, and then the second one was banana purple punch along with strawberry gorilla. And man, those terps were stunner. And then the year after that was strawberries. That was under like the sativa category, I believe,
Just strawberries.
Strawberries, yeah. It's like it's a Z, and then yeah, it's from Fast Buds. All of them have been Fast Buds.
So they were all auto.
Yep.
Bitching, dude.
Yeah.
So I have to be honest with you and tell you that like I haven't grown an autoflower since the beginning of my growing career, right? And back then, like 5 years ago, the autoflowers weren't up to fucking par. Like they weren't where they're at now, like they have made leaps and bounds from where they were because now you're winning awards off of autoflowers, right? Back in like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, that was unheard of. I at least I didn't hear of. But now you are winning that shit. The autoflowers have just like killed it. When I did it, the terps weren't there. But shit, man, you're fucking doing great.
Yeah, I made a hash last year in rosin with an autoflower, and it yielded pretty good. I think I did like 10 grams of rosin and about like 11, 12 grams of hash off of like 2. Yeah, and that was like 1 plant per each. So yeah, I was doing pretty good. And I got first place with that one, with the orange sherbet hash at the American Autoflower Cup.
That means that autoflower is growing like a photo period, right? It's like the size of the photo.
If it's really good, if you're like, you just want something quick, you don't have to like give it too much like attention, you throw it outside, and that's even better, right? But yeah, I even completed with photo periods with an auto, and I got the highest combined terpenes. I think it was like at 10% terpenes for flower rosin.
Really? And they're testing right there?
They tested it, yeah. They didn't test it there, but they
So
tested it at the lab, and then they gave us the results because we had to get submit it like a week before the competition.
yeah. Now, do you like? Does everybody get to smoke that flower before they make the winning announcement?
I think all the judges, yeah, they all test it, and they do they have like both like the smell, the taste, the effect, and then there's actual lab results. So there's like highest combined terpenes, highest CBD, highest THC, and all that good stuff.
Huh? And you just give them like an ounce here. Here you go, test it.
Yeah, this is for it was a rosin, so and that one placed the highest combined terpenes, and that was an autoflower. So that was yeah,
Jesus. Yeah. So I've
autoflowers
been
are getting
thinking back in here.
tastier.
I know, dude. And like Sebastian, huge shout out to Sebastian, man. He was the first fast buds. Like I had heard of fast buds, but I didn't talk to like anybody like representative or anybody until I met Sebastian at MJ BizCon. And then I was like, oh, okay, let me start, hey, I want to get Sebastian in. Now he is a hard man to get a hold of. I've been trying to get him on the show. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm totally down, but I'm mad busy. So I'm not gonna have
Dude,
any
he
time.
is always busy.
Yeah.
Even at the shows, he's like nonstop, like
Go, go,
on the
go.
road. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And so, dude, he was an inspiration too, bro. Once again, man, I was like, oh, dude, okay, so that's how you do it. You got to be marketing here and there. Just keep going, right? And that's what I started doing. Since MJ BizCon, I have been going to cons, and I went to Missouri, and out over there, I was just spreading knowledge and just passing out, shaking hands, and just,
That's the way to do it.
Even with yeah, it's the way to do it, dog. If you want to make it in this world, you got to get up and go, right?
Yep,
Ain't no
gotta show
sitting down.
face and shake
You
some hands
have
and-
to show face. Dude, that is one thing that I have noticed is huge in an influencer, like anybody out there, new growers. If you wanted to get out here and you wanted to start being an influencer, number one, start showing your face. You got to show your face. You got to be out there smiling, shaking hands. You make yourself more impressionable. People feel like they can relate to you. You got like people send me stuff all the time, and they're like, "Yo, I used to be an alcoholic, and like I seen your story, and I'm inspired by you." And I'm like, "Bro, well, like I'll just be me." But if it helps anybody, most deaf,
awesome.
Yeah. Like I wanted to see everybody get off of alcohol. It was to me all the alcoholics who have problems, because I envy the person who just can drink and not drink till it's gone, right? I envy those people. But for all of us who can't do that, I want to see them be sober, man, and be able to like live life the way I have and see the other side of drinking, because it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Also, you won the Oregon Growers Cup that year. 2023 was your year, sir. You're fucking Michael Jordan. This shit. Like, how many rings you got?
Yeah, that was actually my first year in Oregon. That's when I first was like, I moved in 2022, and 2023 was the first competition. That was a clone competition, so it was a bunch of home growers and a bunch of I don't think there was that many home growers. It was mostly like companies, like actual like farmers,
Like,
yeah, like actual like people with licensing, and then home growers. They all get the same clone, and we all grow it like in whatever way you want it, and you just got to submit your samples. And I was lucky enough to place third with my cut, and yeah,
oh,
that was really
third.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I got third place with that one, which
Hey,
is like,
man,
I'm happy because I was like, my first year in Oregon, I was dealing with new like things like humidity. In California, you don't have that much humidity ever. So humidity
yes,
was a new thing for me. Yeah, it was like a whole different kind of grow environment for me. It was like bugs I'd never seen. Uh, so yeah, it was challenging, but I learned a lot that first year, and been just getting better and better. Learning from my mistakes and learning from every year.
Yeah. As you know, that's what you're supposed to do. Everybody out there, if you're starting to grow cannabis, it's a learning process. It is a very huge learning process, and you're going to be in here learning a lot of things. Like good buddy just said right here, the humidity. Dealing with humidity is one thing that if you're not used to. Oh man, it'll get you.
Yeah.
It'll get you. What is the humidity? Is the humidity high over there here sometimes?
I mean, I was always hitting like during like the rainy season, and then my lights at full blast. I was trying to flower. I was hitting like 70, 80 like percent.
Ooh.
In
Yep.
California, I
Yep.
would need a humidifier all year round just because it's so dry out there.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
does not rain over there in California the way it does in Oregon. Like
yeah.
Oregon that's rain. Like it fucking rains over there. Are you in Portland, or are you like on the outskirts?
I'm in the outskirts of Hillsboro.
Oh,
Pretty much like
Hillsboro.
Beaverton. Yeah.
Oh, bam, bam, bam. I love Hillsboro, man. My homie moved over there and he was like, bro, you need to come. This is where the Mexicans are. I was like, word. I was like, we're going to
Yeah.
come. I fucking love Hillsboro. We got to
Yeah, it's a
drive
cool
through there
zone.
all the time when we're going to the Oregon coast.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely along the way. Yeah, Lincoln City too is like one of my favorite spots.
Oh, bro. Bro. When was the last time you've been there?
Last year, yeah. This
Oh, last
2025.
year.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I was there last year too. I actually got to see the whales this time.
Whoa, that's cool. I didn't know there was
Yeah.
whales around there.
Oh, you didn't know there was whales? What? Go south a little bit from Lincoln City. I think it's Depot Bay, or I think it might be Depot Bay. Right when you pull into Depot Bay, there's a section where, you know, there's all the whale watcher people, the companies. And so
Okay.
you could just stand there and look out into the ocean. You'll see the whales, dude. They just come up, bro. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, it's badass. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll take my
dude,
girl
that was
next
one of the
time.
coolest things. Yeah, take her to see the whales and then keep going down south to go see the sea lions. Have you seen
Oh
the sea
yeah,
lion?
yeah. Not
All
yet.
right, you know
Yeah,
about
not yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta go check it out.
Yeah.
It's so dope.
Yeah, we're doing a lot more road trips this year for sure.
And the lighthouses, man, there's a bunch of lighthouses over there to go see.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Now, one thing that you got to be aware of if you're on the coast, you know about the tsunami that's going to happen, right?
There's a
The
tsunami
big
hitting?
one.
Oh, I didn't know.
Dude, you didn't know? Ugh. So off the coast, 70 miles off the coast, there's a I can't even say it. Two plates that are smashing together right there. Now, in the year 1700, a tsunami hit Japan, and they did not know where it came from. Big ass tsunami, it killed a bunch of people. They didn't know where the fuck it came from. They called it a rogue wave because, you know, they don't know. Well, it turns out all the geologists over here, they did a bunch of research and they found out that fault line had created that tsunami in the year 1700. Now, it swept away a bunch of towns in Japan, and so it swept away a bunch of villages that were here, you know, with the natives, swept their asses off. That's why you over there in Lincoln City, I think it's more close to Depot Bay, there is a ghost forest. When you see the ghost forest, that is a result of the land falling down, going too low, and then the tide coming in from the tsunami and killing the trees. So when you go around there and you're walking on the beach, look at the cliffs and you will see a big line of sand. Those are the tsunami lines. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
So be ready because it has been 340 years since the last time. Now, they do that fucking fault line hits every 300 years. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. There is records, mad records on here. I'll put the link up here the way everybody could see. But yeah, no, there's a real one. It's happening any day. We call it the big one. It's gonna happen anytime.
Oh shit.
So when I go to Lincoln City or I go to Portland, I'm always looking for the tsunami evacuation signs because you need to know where that shit is, dog. So you get to higher ground. Okay. And you know, I don't want to be doomsday or anything, but it's real.
Well, it's always nice to be prepared though. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd rather be safe than sorry, baby. Rather be safe than sorry, man. My wife's always like, oh my God, you're telling about the tsunami again. And I'm like, you don't understand. Kill us all. And if it does, like, the crazy thing is, like, here on the east side, us Washingtonians are going to have to help. We're going to go over there and have to help the coast. All the east side Oregonians and shit are going to have to go help the west side, man. You're just going to have to do it. Like, there's going to be a rebuild. There's going to be a bunch of chaos and just, it's wild. Anyways, subject change. Now, I wanted to get into, or what medium do you grow in?
So I grow with living soil.
Okay.
I kind of follow the build a soil way, I would say. I do use a lot of build a soil products. But one
Okay.
thing I do add is a lot of my own ferments at home. I use if you look it up on Korean, it's called Korean natural farming. And it's just like
Oh,
making your own ferments, and there's like you can make it with juice, like fruits for like the flowering stage, and like greens for like the vegging stage. And yeah, it's really cool. It's super easy, super cheap and affordable if you don't want to spend money on nutrients or you know stuff
huh.
like that. But yeah, it's just pretty much you're not feeding the plant, you're feeding the soil, and the soil takes
Yes.
care of everything else. So that's a different kind of like type of growing. 'Cause I used to grow in like deep water culture, and I used to grow with like synthetic nutrients, and man, just like
Okay.
measuring pH all the time and measuring the EC all the time was so annoying. And now, like, I
No, you,
just water only. Like, I literally make my ferments. I'll give it a little bit every once in a while, and then just water. And yeah, I've been getting some great results out of that.
great. I love it. I've been using organic nutrients also and going, cooking my soil and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And it's a different game, man, where you just have to water. Now my plants were all freaking out, right? And they were getting tacoing on my plants just recently. I couldn't figure out why. I was like, what's going on? I'm using organic nutrients, right? I check my pH. pH was a little bit off, so I started fixing that, fixed the pH, and then started checking ppms and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, my ppms are a little high, but it's organics. It's different.
yeah,
It's supposed to be high, right? And so because it's breaking down that nutrients over time. And so I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, I just found out. I'll check my Resi, because I use the Blue Mat watering system. Hey,
yeah,
my Resi was fucking, the pH was like at 6.7 or almost up to 7. I was like, oh, the Resi. As soon as I got that fixed, I think the plants are snapping back. But now I got to put those nutrients back into the soil because I washed it out with the flush. So, I'm dealing with shit here.
yeah.
How do you like to build the soils? Would you prefer that for a new grower?
Yeah, it's so easy. Like, you literally just build everything in the beginning. That's all the hard work you're gonna do. Put your plant in. Make sure it's not too hot, of course. That it's like the nice thing too is like depending on the size of the bed you're growing. I was growing in an 80-gallon bed, so that might not be, new grower friendly, but you could go up to like 25, 30. I had a 30-gallon one. That's like what, 3 bags of soil, 4 bags of soil. I would say that's
Yeah.
pretty. If you want to grow, decent weeds, super easy. A little bit of upfront cost, but man, that was so easy. So easy. Like you barely have to water it just because there's such a big volume of soil.
Uh,
The worms and all the biology do all the hard work. But yeah, I would never go grow any other way. Is the build the soil way or the Korean natural farming way. Just so makes
that's
it
it.
make yeah, that's the way for me.
So you're not going back to DWC or anything like that?
No, I mean for sure. There's every way of growing has its you know pros and cons, right? And for me, it's
Yeah.
just like I have way too many hobbies. I'm sailing. I have aquariums now. I have a fiance. I have 2 dogs. I have way too many hobbies and too many things going on
Wait,
in life. But yeah,
too many balls
but
in the air,
yeah.
man. I feel you.
So I try to
I
make it.
100%
I try to make it easy, and I would say build the soil ways for sure. Like there's a bunch of videos that he has. I have a video on YouTube on how I won my competition with strawberries. But yeah, I don't think I'd ever go back.
Nice. And me either, man. I love organics and just having to water and just sit back and like not having to worry about getting lockout from too much,
Yeah,
your EC getting too high with synthetic nutrients, right? There for everybody, if you don't know out there, synthetic nutrients are salt-based nutrients. Okay. Well, anyways, salt-based nutrients. And so what will happen is after you're feeding, some companies, most companies suggest that you do a flush in like the third week of feeding these nutrients because the salt buildup starts to get too big in the root system, and it'll start to burn your plants. You start to get nutrient lockout, right? And when lockout looks like a plant is hungry, so then you in turn think, oh, let me feed, without checking all that shit, let me feed it some more. Boom, you're giving it more lockout. And so, it's one of those things that's just, it's a bitch to chase, to fuck with. I really dig the organics though.
Yeah, I think it's cheaper too, growing organically. Like, I think it's like, yeah, a little bit of a upfront cost at first, buying the soil and all that. But after that, like, you're just cruising. A little goes a long way with organics.
Yeah, and if you didn't know out there, also, you just reuse your soil. And so you buy those 3 packs of soil, you're going to have forever. Like, boom. And that's what I've been doing too, is just, mixing my soil, get it out, release all the root systems and shit. Do you have to deal with the root systems near the leftover roots?
I just cut off the stalk and I'll plant right next to that, like, cut off stalk. And then I have a bunch of worms usually. So I start off with a bunch of worms too. I think worms are very important. Yeah, and they'll decompose all that stuff, like all the dead roots going down, and just kind of recycle it in. Yeah.
Dude, smart. So I got some worm castings with worm eggs in it.
Yeah,
and I've been adding, I added to my soil and it's out there cooking. I'm pretty sure they're growing and everything's going nice. Do you know if the worm eggs hatch in a 5-gallon pot?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's moist and there's like enough moisture for them to keep happy, yeah, this should be fine.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting when I harvest my plants, because it's the first time that I've ever used worm castings with worm eggs in them like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see after I cut my plants down and I open up the the soil to see if there's any worms in there. If so, that's going to be dope, yo.
Yeah.
Because once you get some worms in there, they'll just start multiplying and stay alive. That's amazing.
I think just go out to the park, and when it rains, I'll just start collecting worms off the ground and throw them in my garden.
I think about that every time I see them. I'm
I bring a little cup, bring a little bag, and that's free workers right there. That's free labor.
These guys? Yeah, there's free labor right here. Come on, man. And they're coming to you. You have to go look for them.
Exactly.
Now, since we're on the worms, is a night crawler the same as a worm? No, right? A night crawler is a bigger worm or something?
I don't know, to be honest. I know there's different species from the ones I get in the bags into the ones I see outside. The ones I see outside are crazy, and sometimes they gross me out. They're like as big as my foot. Like I see some big ones out here, like, but yeah, usually the ones that I get in the bag are like, I think they're called red wigglers. The ones you get usually from like, those are red wigglers.
Yeah, you're right. That's what those are. Yeah, you take one of those big ones and then chop them up into 3 parts.
Like 2.
It makes it healthy. Thanks, Dave. So I wanted to pivot a little bit and go into more your just you and what you do, your hobbies, right? And one thing that you're doing right now is your aquariums. I was looking back in your page and your aquariums look, damn.
Every new follow equals 1 treat for the fish. Let's go.
And today we got 2 followers, that equals 2 treats. And then we'll be feeding live bloodworms. Harvesting this from my feeding tank. Also got some fairy shrimp in here. These are some really cool little critters. And today's lucky winners are these forktail rainbows and guppies.
And just so nice. I saw the one with the snail getting eaten. I was like, bro, it got me off guard. I was like, yo, it ain't that motherfucker. He's dead.
Like escargot, yeah.
Dude, you guys, I'm going to put a little clip of his Instagram page right here so that you can see. Dude, the little shrimp. the little shrimps in his mouth, bro, and he's just like chilling. What are those? Are they pufferfish?
It's the world's smallest puffer fish. They're called pea puffers, and they're fresh. They're freshwater, and yeah, they're so cool. Those are like one of my favorite fish in the hobby. But yeah,
They're
I
fucking adorable, bro.
yeah, right.
Oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah,
And it's a freshwater, huh? I didn't know
yeah.
pufferfish were freshwater.
Yep. There's freshwater and saltwater, and there's a few in the freshwater which are not really, like pufferfish are just known for saltwater, right? And getting like you poke them and they explode, right? But yeah, these ones
Yeah.
don't do that, and they're just little. We call them little spaceships, just because like the way they flutter in the water.
Now, big puffer fish, for those who don't know, are poisonous, right? And when you harvest them, or like some people make sushi out of them, I think they do. You have to have a license or something like that, I think, to be able
Yeah.
to cut them and cook them, because they are poisonous. And if you accidentally get a piece of their, the wrong piece of meat in there, you can poison somebody. So
Yeah,
that
we
is
actually had it in Japan. That was it's good,
really.
expensive but good. Yeah,
You ate it?
yeah.
Oh, you
It was really
gangster. You're such a G, bro.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
can't-
in Japan, you need to have a license to do it, and then like they market the hell out of it. And you actually, it's kind of sad. You'll see the fish before you eat it, so you know it's super
no!
fresh. Yeah, you'll see it in the
They're
tank,
like,
and then
"Look,
yeah, like, scoop it out. Yeah,
You're like, nah, dog, I grow them. Like, you're like,
yeah.
no, like, I don't want to look him in the eye before I
Yeah.
eat him. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to do that. Now, as for the puffer fish, like on that note, those things are just amazing animals. I don't know about those small puffer fish, but I think the big ones, they have kind of a beak on them, right?
Yeah, I think they
And
could
with
crunch
that
pretty
beak-
good.
They crunch really good. They bite it's crabs and some of the coral, I want to say too. I've seen something like that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
think
if
like
it's-
shellfish, some sort of like mussels or like stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because like that shell's hard, bro. That shell
Yeah,
is hard. These little fuckers bite that shit like nothing. They're just hard.
yeah.
That's it. So what is a flame moss?
Flame moss. So it's actually a kind of moss that I'm growing in my aquarium. It's really good for shrimp. It harvests. So it's so interesting. The way I got into actually like doing weed was I actually started doing hydroponics first. So I actually was raising tilapia and shrimp to eat.
Oh.
And I was using that water to water like my first plant, which my mom got from a friend. And my mom was actually the one that started growing weed before me. And she was kind of
Hey,
not
in the
taking care of
family.
it that great. Yeah. She wasn't doing that great of taking care of it. So I went down the rabbit hole of like doing a bunch of research and what I want to do with like I want to help out and do all this. And yeah, that's actually how I got into growing weed, is because of my mom. But yeah. So I started growing tilapia and shrimp. So I was really into like aquarium, hydroponics, doing the full cycle of like, and everything always comes down to like the microorganisms, like growing organically or even aquariums. And, in order to you can't go to set up a gallon of water or like a bucket of water, right? Or a fish tank of water and expect to put fish in there right away, because it needs to cycle, which means like you need to like kind of build up like that, those microorganisms to help filter out all the poop that the water is gonna like gather up and all that. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. And what that moss does is it actually helps create more surface area for microorganisms and stuff like that to grow. So it creates more food options for those shrimp and other like baby fish to eat.
Okay, so it provides a place for life to start building and
Yep.
growing.
Mm-hmm.
That is fascinating. Okay, so I've asked so many people, I've been like, what makes it in BWC? Like, what makes plants grow? But now it's making sense. Like, oh, the microorganisms. Microorganisms aren't just in soil, they're in water too.
Yep. And
Which
a
is
lot of things need them.
fucking dope.
The fish need them, plants need them. Like, yeah, microorganisms make the world
Everything
go round.
needs these microorganisms. It is fascinating. Everybody out there, I want to put a little clip here of what soil looks like when you do a time lapse and you see all the work. See all the more microorganisms just in there moving, right? Because you didn't put that shit out there and put those microorganisms in there. They found their way in there and they just do this. This is just what happens, you know? And feeding the microorganisms in turn feeds the plant, which happens in fucking DWC2 is just so fucking dope, bro. Oh, because they're aquatic ones, right? They're aquatic microorganisms. Bro, life is fascinating. It's just
Super cool, right? Yeah.
Love it, bro. Fucking love it. So there has to be more microorganisms if it grows faster in DWC, right?
Yeah, I think it depends. Like for hydroponics, there's a lot. Like there's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, I mean, there's like microorganisms that feed like, you know, they're called like little bugs that start coming in, and then the fish will eat the bugs, and then it becomes like the whole circle of life. I'm actually growing my own live food for my fish using like this
Really?
what I've learned. Yeah,
What are you growing?
I have this. They're called like blackworms, and I have Daphnia. So Daphnia are like filter feeders. They actually eat algae. You know when you see green water, you think it's all gross and whatnot. Usually that green water is like algae, like like a single cell organism. And I have like these little tiny little bugs. They're called Daphnia, and they filter the water to eat up all the green water. And then with that packs it with nutrients, like packs it with like the greens, and the fish will eat that. So it's like that one little circle of life right there.
Beautiful. I know, like turtles. Turtles eat the algae off of
Yep.
the rocks out in Hawaii. Algae is actually fascinating. There
It's
are
really amazing.
fascinating. There are algae bloom factories now that they're starting to do where they're breaking down. Blanking on what they're doing, but they're making like food. They can make nourishment. They can make power. They can make they can clean, filter out things. They just algae is actually pretty fascinating, man. And you know, algae needs nitrogen, which nitrogen helps it grow better because it's just a plant. That's all algae is just another plant. So anything that's good for, which is actually fascinating because the algae grows first before any other plants, right?
Like
So,
yeah, I think so. It's like a single cell. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
it's a single cell organism.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and
it's
considered a plant. Yeah.
it's a little bit more like I would say advanced than plants. I mean, because shit, it's the first thing to start growing before the algae starts, and then the chain of life goes, right?
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
the algae, whatever eats the algae, and then that gets eaten by the fish, and then the bird comes eat the fish, and then it's fucking great, just amazing. I love it. How many guppies were in there? That on your post, you were like, how many guppies do you think are in there? Do you know how many guppies were in there?
Dude, there was a bunch of babies that like I was gonna make my little post, and then I was like, oh shit. I was like I was like selling all my flame moss to my local fish store. Because I just like I harvest every other month, and I'll sell it to my local fish store for like store credit. I was moving all my moss, and all of a sudden I just see babies like shooting everywhere. I was like, oh my god. So I'm breeding a new strain of guppies. I did myself. So I did like a mom and a dad, and I crossbred them. And the strain came out really cool, I think. So I'll show you guys pictures later. But yeah. And then a bunch
So
of babies just came out. So I think there was like 15 in that little tank.
really,
Yeah.
you're so. Hold on, let me get this straight. You're breeding fish now too? Like you
Yeah, I'm
haven't done
breeding.
cannabis yet, but
Yeah, no, not cannabis. Yeah, Fastbuzz does a good job for me, so I just use whatever they grow, whatever they come out with. But yeah,
uh,
I'm breeding shrimp right now. I'm getting all red shrimp, orange shrimp, and starting my yellow shrimp line. I have guppies, and then yeah.
hmm. That's amazing, man. My son is into aquariums really bad.
Oh,
Well, he was.
badass.
Yeah, dude, he had so many aquariums. We had the, I think it was like 100 and some gallon tank. It was
Oh, that's
massive.
huge. Yeah.
And so yeah, he had all the fish, and he would change the water every week, and yeah, he was on it. He kind of grew out of that. Now he's 21, so now he's out about partying and stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah.
definitely, when he gets his own house, most definitely he's gonna have like
A
5
huge
aquariums.
tank. Yeah.
Well, huge tank, dude. I'm talking fucking Tony Montana style tank, and I'm like, bro, you were fucking 18. You do not need a tank that big. You look like a fucking drug dealer. What are you doing? He's like, what? I'm like, oh man. So what is a, forgive me on this one. I'm horrible about spelling and writing, but PYGMY Corey? What is the
Oh, pygmy cories.
pygmy Corey? What is a
Yeah.
pygmy Corey?
So those are the world's. I like how it's always the world's smallest, but I love like tiny little like creatures. So these are the world's
That's
smallest catfish. Yeah, they're tiny, like the world's smallest catfish.
I didn't
And they're
even see it
just
on the video. Did I?
oh, when they're eating, yeah, they pop up with the shrimp are eating. You'll see the little like
Oh,
catfish. Yeah, they're as big as the shrimp, so it's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's adorable.
yeah, they have like little whiskers. They're super popular in the hobby now. But yeah, I want to breed those, but I haven't had any luck. But yeah,
Really?
they're one of my.
Does it take, just like
Yeah.
everything, it takes certain like the environment and all the variables have to be perfect, right? Before them to be
Yeah,
able
very
to.
certain water parameters. Yeah, they're not as easy as like guppies and some other stuff that I'm growing. But yeah, I think I need to put them in their own tank and then just kind of like I saw a bunch of videos on how to do it, so I have a better idea. So I need to set up a new tank after. When I say new tank, I already have like 6 tanks going, but my fiance said no more, so maybe not anytime soon.
No more. I know how it is. I was like, no, bro. And my
Yeah,
son brought
another
in
grow tent.
another one, and I was like, no. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, you're not bringing more tanks.
yeah,
Why? I'm like, bro, because you can't have that many tanks in here. Why not?
yeah.
Because it's too much. I'm sorry. You gotta draw the line.
Yeah.
Um, so I wanted to get into your sailing. Now, your sailing.
If you were
What is, like, what are some of the basics that you would tell somebody that has never been sailing?
Oh man, I definitely would. Watch a lot of YouTube videos and read books on sailing.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of moving parts. You're not really going with an engine. I mean, our boat does have an engine when you want to get out of the dock. So, and that's also really good just to know how the water, like, maneuver your boat with the motor at first, right?
Yeah.
Getting into the dock, parking your boat, you know, how if the wind's pushing you from like a south, like how is the boat's gonna like react to it? Uh, but yeah, definitely read books on sailing and like just kind of get a better idea on how it works. And I took a class, and I highly recommend going with someone like who knows what they're doing. Uh, I definitely learned a lot, and
Do you have any stories of some like bloopers that happened to you, like the first time
Yeah.
that you were sailing?
So we were actually going back into the dock, and I was trying to get the engine started, and our fuel line ripped. So like it like was an old fuel line, so it just like cut. Like it started not cut, but it started cracking, and all the fuel just started spitting out. So we had no way to like park our boat after. So what we had to do was, luckily my buddy had like a, what's it called, the Leatherman's tool. So he was able to like cut it, and then we were able to reattach like a non-cracked edge of the tube into the engine again. And yeah, luckily he had that tool because that thing's a lifesaver. I actually about ended up buying one after that. It's called Leatherman
Hey, you
tools.
saw
Yeah.
that shit. You're
It's like a
like,
Swiss Army
I need
knife. Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that thing's
Mars, so it
awesome.
saved you guys' life. Well, not saved your life, right? Because you were in the harbor.
Well, that's the thing. Like we were like in the, so you know those giant like freight boats that come, like you'll see just like
Yeah.
moving like huge stuff. So you need to get out of the way
Mhm.
of those boats because like we sail in the Columbia River, and there's only one part of the channel that's deep enough for boats to go down down the river, and it's like that one little channel, and we were right smack dab in the middle of that channel. So yeah, we had to like
They were
work
covered.
quick. Yeah, we had to work quick, but yeah, I mean, oh, we
Yeah.
did see another boat catch on fire. That was crazy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like we were sailing, we had no like everything was up, and all of a sudden we just saw this boat smoking up. And yeah, I thought it was just like his engine warming up, but all of a sudden it just started getting, the smoke was getting darker and darker. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah,
Yeah. That's when you're like, oh wait, oh
yeah,
shit. You're all
yeah,
looking like, is his smoke turning black? Oh shit, there
yeah.
he is.
So we sailed over to
Did
him, and
you
we are gonna drop off our fire extinguisher, but luckily there was two other boats, power boats already. They beat us to it, and was able to put out the fire. Yeah, but yeah, that was like one of the craziest so far.
that fucking puckered up your butthole,
Yeah.
huh? Just kidding. All right. Well, that is great. All right. We're at our 52-minute mark, and you killed this episode, sir. Good job.
I appreciate it,
Now,
Slav.
is there any sponsors or anybody that you wanted to tag at the end of the show? Or right
Oh, I mean, Fast Buds, they've been a big supporter, and I love their genetics. They're amazing. Shout out to them. Shout out to like Sebastian and Heather, Kev. Those guys are amazing. Chubbs. I made some great friends through Fast Buds, Chubbs, and Free Grow. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many sponsors nowadays, or but yeah, those guys will always have a special place in my heart.
Of course, man. If they supported you, then of course they're gonna have a special place in the community too, man. Because all those people that you mentioned have been in the community, just like I'd say one of the other staples. Like everybody's a staple right there, man, because they've been doing their thing for a while and inspiring a lot of people with your guys' content that you've been doing, and just being out here coming on to this little ass show. I want to thank you
Yeah.
so much, man, because you give me some fucking some exposure too.
No worries. Yeah, thanks. I mean, without Fast Buds, I wouldn't have met you at Mj BizCon. They
Big facts.
opening
Big.
bunch of windows and doors for me. So yeah.
It is, man. And like I said to everybody out there, it is a huge thing if you want to get into this, to be able to like show your face and go around and meet people and shake hands and stuff, because it makes a big difference when you're face to face and hey, what's up? Now I'm a real person, right? So
Yeah.
now I know you're a real person. So now that we like, if we saw our pages or whatever, you're like, oh no, that guy's real. Like, he's not a fake guy. Like I know who.
You put a
and so
face
it turns into
to a profile when most of the time the profile is just pictures of plants.
these pictures of plants and stuff. And some people talk and you see them on there, but you don't get to like really know them. And so when you're
Yeah.
up smoking and walking to people, it's just different. It's just much better. Yeah. As for me, everybody out there, come check out the next episode. CannaConvos, you already know. Check out Grower's House, Seedsman.com, Grovebags, CannaConvos. CannaConvos. Now, good buddy, you got to come check it out because we're gonna have some CannaConvos hats coming out soon. I'm still waiting on mine. We'll have it out here. The merch is coming, so be ready for that, everybody. Also, the virtual loco. Now, good buddy, this is one of my my app. I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but me and my partner, I'm sorry, we have an app coming out that's called the Virtual Logo. And it is a grow log, but with AI assistance, AI analysis. We have, so I need to show you guys this part of the Virtual Logo. Now, the Logo Lite is out right now. I'll put the link right here so that you can go check that out, okay? Now, that is an early version of this, but definitely not up to this. This is something that we've been developing for years. It's something. But, look at and excellent slide. It's a huge milestone for the tag third run. Congratulations on getting your harvest after navigating that initial IPM issue, which was happening early in this life of this plant. Attributed to swift action. Now, real quick, work will begin dry and hard. Now, it's going to give you all the information and everything, tell you what to do. Put this on there. What are you going to do? Wet, dry trim? Well, I am doing the herbs now drier, so I have to do a wet trim real quick, but the rest of the plant is going to go dry trim. Look at that. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Add to log. Let's go. Now, we do still need to go over and kill this plant off, which is hard to do. It's a hard thing to do, but now I have this. I just want to show you guys this part. This is where we are going to be having in the gallery. This is a gallery where you're going to be taking photos and uploading photos of this plant. That way you can keep track and you can go back and look at everything on this plant. But anyways, everybody have a good day. We have, the teaching courses, everything for people who want to know what ppm means. You could type in teach me ppm. Boom, and it'll pull up a whole presentation with interactive little things that you can play around so that you can learn more. We're going to be having a social media part to the Internet of Pot. Now, the Internet of Pot is where you're going to be able to go on and show your plants, guys, and not be flagged. You know this. You ain't going to be losing no pages over here, right? This is all going to be strictly cannabis. All the homies are going to be on there, and we're, going to be trying to keep an eye out for scammers and get rid of flaggers and that kind of thing. All the bad things that's happening with social media, we're trying to stop that, right? We're just going to be strictly cannabis and where we can be left the fuck alone. So make sure to come check out the Internet Pot, everybody out there. It's close. It's close. We got it in beta hands and stuff, so it's coming. It's coming. But yeah.
Congrats, man.
And Oggo Farms and Gambit Grows. Make sure to go check those out. Yeah. So once again, brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. Anytime you need me, man, I'm here for you, doggy. I got your back at chiropractic, and we'll go meet up.
Yeah, man, come down to Oregon sometime. Yeah, come check it out.
Yeah, when I go to Lincoln City, man, I'm gonna hit you up, doggy. We'll go have some fucking dinner or something.
Yeah,
blaze a joint. But yeah, I want to thank you once again for coming on, everybody. Thanks to good buddy for showing us some love, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Lates.
Every state has its secrets, and Washington's got two faces. Rainforest on the coast, dry scrub in the east. One man seen it all, guerrilla grower. Outlaw teacher Sly, aka local. That's why Internet of Pot partner with him, to learn, to log, to grow smarter.
Oh, local walks through cedar shade. Raindrops heavy where the rivers wave. Across the mountains, sun bakes ground. Sandy loam, dust swirling round. He's run crops hidden deep in the pines. Tracked the seasons, read the signs. Now his lessons feed the cold. Internet of Pot walks the road. Partner with the pioneers, wisdom flows. Like a local, the system grows. From wet west woods to dry east stone. CannaConvos makes the knowledge our own. Know your soil, he laughs, that's the start. Clay grips tight, sand falls apart. One strain thrives in the valley floor. Another up high where the eagles soar. Think first growers debate, refine. AI listens, adjusts in time. Old hands teach, young minds learn. Together the cycle takes its turn.
Internet of Pot. pot ain't guessing, it's listening. Every tip from Loco gets lost.